The book of Exodus begins by drawing a line from the promises made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob into the unfolding story of Jacob's 12 sons who settled in Egypt. Joseph, once betrayed and sold by his brothers, had risen to power in Pharaoh's court and secured refuge for his family in a time of famine. At the opening of Exodus, the memory of Joseph's service had faded, and a new Pharaoh arose who did not know Joseph or care for his legacy. Exodus 1:8. With this change came an ominous shift in Israel's circumstances. The Israelites, once blessed with favor, grew into a large nation within Egypt. Their multiplication worried the Egyptians, who began to fear that their growing numbers could rise up against them during war. Pharaoh, driven by fear and prejudice, decided to enact ruthless policies to control them. He forced them into hard labor, building Pithom and Ramses, store cities for the crown. Exodus 1:11. And yet the more they were oppressed, the more the people multiplied and spread across the land. This troubled the Egyptians further, so they pressed even harder with cruelty. The text paints a picture of suffering, where pain was not limited to labor alone. Pharaoh ordered Hebrew midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, that every male child born to the Hebrews be killed, while girls might live. Exodus 1:16. Remarkably, these women, fearing God more than Pharaoh, defied his instructions. When Pharaoh called them to account, they explained that Hebrew women were vigorous and often gave birth before midwives could arrive. Thus God blessed the midwives and gave them households of their own. Exodus 1:20-21. Already we see the shaping of God's deliverance. The courage of the weak is stronger than the might of kings when it aligns with God's purpose. Infuriated, Pharaoh extended his cruelty nationwide, commanding his people, "Every son who is born you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live." Exodus 1:22. This decree was meant to choke the promise God gave to Abraham, to sever Israel's future by cutting off its sons. But in the shadows of fear and oppression, hope was silently taking shape. For from the tribe of Levi, an infant would soon be born whose life would alter Egypt and Israel forever. This opening chapter demonstrates that oppression does not thwart God's plan, but often becomes the stage upon which his power is revealed. Israel's suffering prepared the narrative for deliverance. The cruelty of Pharaoh would become the backdrop for God's mighty hand to show its strength. Just as Genesis closed with Joseph's words, "God meant it for good," so Exodus opens with God's unseen designs woven even into chains of slavery. In the dark soil of Egypt's tyranny, God began his work of redemption that would echo throughout history. Please don't forget to share this video, like it, and subscribe to learn more about the Bible. Thank you.